Welcome into episode number 2 of The Butcher versus the Spin Instructor. I'm Neil McCready. Thank you for joining us. We're on to week number 2 of picks. This week we're going to pick Southeastern Conference games, which, quite frankly, let's lay it all out on the table here, Greg. Quite frankly, that's probably good news for one Greg Jones. We need to get into your wheelhouse. We go into week number 2. Can't believe I'm saying this. It just proves that in gambling, you just never know. Campbell McCready, 4-1. 4-1 in week 1. Greg Jones, 1-4. We'll get into the particulars a little bit. The pressure already here in late September on the Butcher, Greg Jones of LB's Meat Market. So first of all, thank you to both of you for being here. How you doing?
Good.
We're doing great. Ready for another week of action.
Yeah, another week of action. We'll talk about the action in just a minute. Greg, let's talk about LB's a little bit. I know a lot of people, I think, were excited to see you on the first episode of this particular show. So I think a lot of people headed down to LB's. And now this weekend, unlike last weekend, this weekend there are a lot of football games on the screens for people to watch. People are getting excited. It feels like football outside a little bit. It's no longer 95 degrees. It kind of feels like football. I bet it's cold in Fayetteville. We might talk about that in a minute. But what do you expect this weekend? What are some things that you're recommending to the patrons that walk in and say, hey, what do you think? Get me ready for the big game.
Well, SEC football's back, and it's a really great feeling to have, and I'm going to get started this weekend. So, we'll have the Lane Train special as always, the 5 to 6 ounce bacon wrap fillet for $10. We're getting a bunch of fresh fish in today. We're going to get some sushi grade tuna, some snapper, some scallops, some shrimp. So we'll have some fresh seafood for the weekend also. We'll also have exclusive some sausages done this weekend. Have plenty of Swayze sausage. Have plenty of smoked sausages for the grill. Plenty of ribeye sausage. I think Zach made 100 pounds of ribeye sausage this weekend. So that's we'll have plenty of that, and chicken jalapeno and chicken spinach feta. Made a bunch of that. So we're ready for the weekend, and just like I said, can't be more excited about SEC football coming back.
I'm not a big mushroom guy, but most of the people in my house are. And so on Friday we had Campbell wasn't here, so I think she was a little
jealous.
Yeah, but on Friday we got the stuffed mushrooms, the sausage, the ribeye sausage mushroom, and the spinach as well. And there was quite the debate about which one was better, but the verdict was that they were both delicious. And I was glad that we had those because I had gotten a dozen of the jalapeno poppers, and that left more of them for me. So those were a hit. Those would be highly recommended from the McCready house for a football game. I'm gonna ask you about another thing, the ribeye cap, which I've done once. Tell the people about that a little bit. I know that there's can almost be a little bit of sticker shock to it, but it's a different deal. It is absolutely delicious.
Yeah, so the ribeye cap is going to be the outside of the ribeye. It's actually called the spinella. It's an exclusive cut that we do. I recommend it just because almost like a flat iron steak. It's very thin, and you can just literally sous vide it for a little bit and then finish it off on the grill. But it's an exclusive cut, and it's one of my favorite cuts. So if you're looking for an exclusive cut like that, just ask for the ribeye cap, and we'll set it over the side for you. But I highly recommend it. It's one of the best cuts on the cow.
Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. It has the look of a filet with the taste of a ribeye. Just fantastic. I'll give you another tip if you're looking for something that's easy on game day, but that's cool. If you're doing like something like street tacos or whatever, get you a flank steak, a flat iron steak, put it in the sous vide if you have one. You don't have to have one, but if you have one, that does all the work for you. You can just throw that puppy on the grill real quick, get the marks, slice it real thin, let people serve themselves, whatever, and you can enjoy all of the football games and stuff and still feel like you were quite the chef, even though you didn't have to do a hell of a lot of work.
Yeah, the tri-tip's another nice cut to do like that, to where you can slice it and put it on the cutting board where people can grab it.
All right, Campbell, what's the weather like in Fayetteville?
It is currently in the 50s. I was not prepared. I have a couple sweatshirts here, so yeah, I can't even walk outside. I think this is cold. So
Greg, when Campbell decided she was going to Arkansas, I remember telling her, because I've been to Fayetteville a lot of times over the last 2+ decades covering football or basketball or whatever. And I said, look, it's beautiful up there, but it gets cold. And she's like, oh, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. And I'm like, you're going to see, because it's a different cold than what we get. And certainly what she grew up with in Mobile before we moved to Oxford. And now I hear about how cold it is. Back then it was like, oh, it's
even in the 50s, I'm not used to this. I don't know what it's going to be like in a month from now.
It's going to be in the 40s or the 30s. It's going to get cold. Is what it's going to be.
And I'm not going to like it.
All right, so let's talk picks. Let's get the dirty workout first, because Greg, it was not pretty. I gave both Greg and Campbell the Houston Baylor game. It was canceled due to contact tracing. I protested contact tracing, and so I gave you both a win there. So you both started off 1-0. That was my gift to you. Then the rest of the day, boy, it was ugly. You both missed Duke and Boston College. You both had Duke. Boston College absolutely pummeled the Blue Devils. Let's see. Then Campbell went on a run. Campbell had Miami plus the 2.5 against Louisville. Canes absolutely blew out the Cardinals. That was not a good look. Campbell laid 25.5. She said, if I remember the quote exactly, it was whatever. And turns out she was good. They won that by more than 50. And then the game of the day that was decided on basically the final play. I don't know if either one of you watched it. I'm sure, Campbell, you were glued to it.
Oh, yeah.
Louisiana Tech and Southern Miss in Hattiesburg, a great game. Tech scores in the final seconds on a 4th down touchdown that initially was called out of bounds, but the receiver for Tech absolutely got his foot in. They got the call right. Extra point was good. Louisiana Tech wins 31-30. Campbell had Tech plus the 5.5. So that replay cost Greg Jones a game, gave Campbell a game. So here we go. Campbell 4-1. Greg 1-4. Greg, just I guess before we get started, how humbling was weekend number 1 for you?
Well, I prefer to dig myself in a little hole and, get out of the hole. So, we're starting out in a little hole, but we're going to come back strong this week. I got a really good feeling about the picks this week.
The Detroit Tigers approach to the American League Central. Yeah, I got you. All right, so here we go. Pick number 1. There's 2 11 o'clock games. We'll start with this one. Kentucky getting 8 points at Auburn. That game at 11 a.m. You can watch it if you so choose. Probably a lot of people here will have it on TV number 2. You can watch it if you so choose on the SEC network. Greg, I will let you lead off.
Man, again, it's just exciting to have the SEC football back. So we'll go and start out with that. But, I like Kentucky here. I'm going to take the points. I know for sure it's going to be a bad pick in a couple of days. But as of right now, I feel really good about Kentucky. So we're going to go with Kentucky in the points right here.
All right, Greg's got Kentucky plus the 8. Campbell, what do you say?
I'm going to go with Auburn. I toured Auburn on the way home. I found out I was conceived in Auburn. I don't know if I'm supposed to know that or not. But I'm going to go with them. I don't know what taking the points means.
We still don't. So for you to win, Auburn's got to win by 9 or more.
Okay, then I think they will.
Okay. Well, listen to the confidence in week 2. It's like, oh, yeah, they will.
Just so casual.
Well, I'm on a roll, so.
She's so casual with it.
All right, so we already have a difference of opinion. The other 11 o'clock game, and the one that is of the most interest here, I dare say, Florida, a 13-point favorite. They come to Oxford, bought Hemingway Stadium, 11 a.m. That game can be seen on ESPN. Since the Grove is closed, the stadium is socially distanced, and we are under draconian rule along the square. Many of you will likely be watching that on ESPN. Campbell, you're up first. Rebels or Gators? What you got?
Well, if Ole Miss wins, I know your life is a little easier.
Yes.
But for my pick, I'm going to go with Florida.
Okay, you're taking Florida and laying the 11?
Yes.
Okay. I'm laying the 13, I should say. Let me get that clear, just so there's no. I am judge and jury, but I want to try to be fair here. Greg, what you got?
I like the Rebs here. Of course, I'll probably be having my hands in my face after the second quarter when it's 21 to nothing. But we're gonna ride the lane train on the first game and see how it goes.
All right, so we have two differences of opinion. Campbell is taking Florida, laying the 13 points. She says, "To hell with my dad's life convenience," and Greg is taking Ole Miss and the 13 and sounding pretty confident about it. It's gonna be an interesting game. I'm really interested to see Florida and Ole Miss. It's the first time in several years where I'm going into a season kind of really excited to see what it looks like, not really having any idea what it looks like, which Lane Kiffin said yesterday on his Zoom call with reporters. He said, I really have no idea what's going to happen. And I thought, that's refreshing. No coach speak, just the truth. All right, another really interesting game. Mississippi State getting 17 points at LSU. This game, 2:30 on CBS. LSU coming off of a 14-0 national championship, absolutely won everything. Life could not have been more grand sort of season in Baton Rouge. Joey Burrow's gone. He's now in Cincinnati. Dave Aranda's gone to LSU. Joe Brady's gone, I believe, to the Panthers. A lot of players gone, a lot of change in Baton Rouge, but the Tigers still a 17-point favorite at home against Mississippi State. Greg?
I like LSU to roll here. I mean, as much as I would love to bet on Mississippi State, I'm just not going to do that because I just think LSU is just the talent's there. I don't know how Costello is going to adapt to SEC play. With that being said, I'm going to take the Tigers in Death Valley for sure.
How do you think Costello is going to adapt to SEC play, Campbell? What are your thoughts there?
I don't know who that is.
Ed Costello is the quarterback at Mississippi State. He's a grad transfer from Stanford. Probably a little bit of a culture shock going from Stanford to Mississippi State, I'm guessing, beyond just the football. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say those are two completely different institutions. What do you got, Campbell? LSU giving 17 at home against Mississippi State.
I'm going with LSU. You're from Louisiana. A lot of my friends here are from Louisiana. So that's my pick. And again, I don't know what the points thing means, but
means you're giving 17. Means both of you are giving 17 to win the game. LSU's got to win by 18 or more.
Okay.
To prove that I'm a Louisiana boy, this is my prize stuffed football from when I was a kid. My grandfather gave it to me. It used to be up here on the shelf, but a lot of people got upset about it, so I moved it down. It's no longer in the line of sight. That's okay. All right. Greg, I got a feeling you're going to get a game back here. Georgia, the fourth-ranked team in the country, they are giving 24.5 points in Fayetteville to play the Arkansas Razorbacks. That game at 3 p.m. on SEC Network. Campbell, what's the environment up there in Fayetteville as everybody gets ready for the big contest with the Bulldogs?
I'll be quite honest. I haven't heard a lot of excitement around here. I haven't really heard much at all. So nothing really going on.
Yeah,
Too exciting.
It's been a little while since Arkansas won an SEC game.
Yeah.
What's the? I know you couldn't get tickets. It's hard to get tickets there as it is here. I know there are rules about parties. I'm sure you're going to study all afternoon. But what's the party plan on Saturday?
We don't really know. A lot of people have family coming in actually, or are going home for the weekend. So we'll kind of play it by ear, I guess. And the ticket situation is you could sign up and pay for the tickets, but you had to enter a lottery every week to get the chance to get it. So it was like you were paying to risk not getting tickets.
Oh, that's not a good plan.
No, just kind of stupid.
And as the person that would have been paying for that, I'm glad that you did not make that gamble. That's good. I'm pleased. All right. So what do you think? Arkansas getting 24.5. You sticking with the home team there, or are you going to go with the team that's actually a national title contender?
No, I'm gonna stick with Arkansas. I have a feeling this season might be hopefully a little different. It'd be way more fun if we could actually win some real games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to Arkansas. Maybe they'll pull through. So,
Greg, the two most unhappy fan bases I've ever seen in my life were the Ole Miss fan base walking out of the stadium after they lost to Jacksonville State several years ago, and the Arkansas fan base. I was up in, I guess it was Dad's weekend last year, and I went up there, and Arkansas was playing San Jose State or somebody like that, and lost. And I was getting Campbell back to her dorm. It's about into the third quarter of that game, and people were filing out of that stadium pissed. And I thought, Morris has no chance. And he didn't. He was gone within 2 months.
Yeah, he was. He was real. That was actually. He probably shouldn't have gone sooner than that. But I like Georgia a lot here. I mean, I know that's a lot of points, but with that being said, we're going to take the talent over the dumpster over here. So we're going to go. Not saying anything bad about Arkansas. I'm just saying.
okay.
Georgia's got a better football team, but you might get me with the 24 points though.
All right, so Greg lays the 24.5. Campbell takes the 24.5. That game again, SEC Network at 3:00 in Fayetteville. On to the night games in the SEC. Alabama giving 28.5 points at Missouri. That game is on ESPN at 6:00. Elijah Drinkwitz, first game as an SEC head coach. So there's 4 new coaches making their debuts: Lane Kiffin, Mike Leach at Mississippi State, Sam Pittman at Arkansas, and now Elijah Drinkwitz at Missouri. He gets Nick Saban and the Tide for his opener. He does get 28.5 points, which will help him in Vegas. It won't help him on the actual football field. What do you think, Greg? That's a lot of points, but Alabama's really good.
Yeah, Alabama is really good. I'm going to go with Missouri here. I'm going to take some points and see if they can maybe Marty the Moose will show up in the fourth quarter for a late touchdown for me to cover that 28 points. So I'm going to go with Missouri here.
All right, Greg taking the boatload of points. Campbell, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Alabama. Chances are they're going to win. So
They're going to win. The question is, will they win by 29 or more?
yes, I'm going to say that.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I don't have any other things to say for this one.
Campbell throwing points around like a Kardashian throwing money. Just boom, here, take it. All right, Tennessee. This is actually the really good game of the day in terms of just point spreads, potentially competitive. Tennessee, a 3-point favorite on the road at South Carolina. Williams-Brice Stadium will be socially distanced. Probably still be pretty loud, I'm guessing. SEC Network, 6:30 Central Time, 7:30 local time there in Columbia. Campbell, what do you think? You got the Vols or the Gamecocks?
I'm gonna go South Carolina. I went and visited Columbia for a journalism camp a couple years ago and really liked it. So that's what I'm going with.
I like Columbia too. It's a sneaky cool town. I like the little downtown
really
area and
liked
stuff.
it.
It's cool. Yeah. Greg?
I'm going to go with Tennessee here. They had some momentum coming back from last season, and it seems like Jeffrey Pruitt's got it turned around and heading in the right direction. So it's going to be a really tight game. I think it's going to come down to the whoever has the better field goal kicker. So we'll take the -3 and hopefully get a push with a late field goal to win the game.
All right. And then the last one, Vanderbilt, a 29.5-point underdog at Texas A&M. Just not a whole hell of a lot to say about that. SEC Network alternate channel at 6:30. If you're watching that game, you either need help or you got drunk and you lost the remote control, or you have a family member. There's no other reason to watch that contest. There's just not. You should be. There's just no explanation for it. So in the event that you find yourself in that situation, seek help. It's not too late. Campbell, what do you think? You gonna lay the points with Texas A&M, or do you think Vanderbilt can cover this line?
No, I'm gonna lay the points with Texas A&M.
Okay, Campbell laying 29.5. Greg?
I'm gonna have to go with her on this. I can't bet on Vanderbilt. I'm hoping to watch the first play of the game and then be asleep and wake up and it be like 42-7. So that's what I'm hoping for.
A friend of mine who covers Vanderbilt says, Neil, this Vanderbilt team could be historically bad. And I said, you're aware of Vanderbilt's history, right? And it's like, oh yeah. I said, whew, that is not good. All right, so we have some differences of opinion, a full slate of 7 SEC games. I know everybody out there is going to be super excited to see SEC football back, whether you're a Georgia fan or an Ole Miss fan or an Arkansas fan or anything else. It's just it's great for the towns. It's great for the economies. It's just, I think it's great for our feeling of returning to normalcy, to look out and see Razorbacks and Gators and Volunteers and Gamecocks and stuff on helmets, and Ole Miss and the really cool powder blue jerseys this weekend. There's just a lot of things to be excited about. To see a game on television in Tiger Stadium, I got to be real. There were some moments in August where I didn't think this was going to happen, and here we are. But Campbell is aware of those feelings because she saw some of the mood swings. We're gonna get it, and I'm gonna enjoy it. And I say this all the time. This is one of those weeks. Everybody's cheering for everybody, at least from a health standpoint. You want to see teams get beat and stuff, but hopefully we get really good news today and on Saturday about COVID testing, because all the teams got tested yesterday. They'll get tested again tomorrow, but hopefully everybody gets on the field and we get some SEC football. And let's see, Campbell, what's your spin schedule? I know you have a couple of classes tonight. Is that it for you for the week?
Yes, I taught 2 last night, and then I teach 2 tonight back to back, and then I'm done until next Wednesday.
Okay. And Greg, for the people that want to get in touch with you at LB's, want to get some more information, how can they get in touch with you?
Just call the store, 662-259-2999. Just call the store, place an order, and when we set it over to the side, we'll have specials going on all weekend long. We're probably going to be closed on Saturday from 11 to probably 2 to go watch the game. We're Ole Miss fans and yet have a business in Oxford, so it's almost kind of like Friday Night Lights. We close the business to go watch the game. So we'll be closed in the morning on Saturday to watch the game. We'll open back up on 2 o'clock on Saturday. Of course, we'll be open on Sunday from 1 to 6. So just, call the store. If you're looking for something particular, we'll set it over the side. You can walk in, grab it, and go. Or if you want to, come in the store and check everything out. We'll be fully stocked, ready to go. So we'll have everything ready for you. All you got to do is just come in and check everything out. We'll get you taken care of.
It's 2008 University Avenue in Oxford. It's a great store, one of my absolute favorite places. The freshest cuts of meat. If you're shopping for meat in or around Oxford, you owe it to yourself to go to LB's. Just fantastic products, fantastic service, and you'll love it. You'll find something new every single time, and I can't recommend all the homemade, house-made sausages more. And you'll find your favorite. I've got mine. Other people have theirs, but I like a lot of them. Mine's the chicken jalapeno, so don't take all of it. That's mine. But there's a lot of really good ones there. So enjoy the weekend. Get you some LBs. Campbell, be safe there in Fayetteville. Have a good time studying Saturday afternoon. And we'll see how you guys do. And we'll come back next week with another edition of The Butcher versus the Spin Instructor, presented by LB's Meat Market. Until then, thanks for listening. Take care.